The SEC championship game is here. Well, it's not here exactly. It is here in 5 days' time, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock on, I believe, ESPN, ABC, whatever you want to call it. They're all owned by the same people anyways. We have Alabama versus the Georgia Bulldogs. How about that for a rematch? One of the best games of the year so far, way back in October. Unbelievable game, and now we get it again. And you would think, man, this has been a nice competitive year by the SEC. And what do we have? Alabama and Georgia again. Some people complain about it. I don't. I love seeing these two teams face off. I'm all for it. Okay, welcome into the show, everybody. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe down below or on Spotify, wherever you are, and then follow at Ian Fritts Show on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge game for both of these teams, seeding-wise. Okay, Georgia right now is probably going to be the 3 seed. Come the time when these new updated playoff rankings come out on Tuesday night. So they have a chance at being a 3-4 seed if they win. Alabama, I believe, also, if they win this game, they will get a first-round bye as well. Yes, they will jump from 10 all the way up into the top 4 if they beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. No doubt in my mind. Now, there's something floating around out there with Alabama right now. Hey, Ian, if Alabama loses, are they going to drop out of the playoffs? No, not happening. I don't know what these people are smoking, but if Alabama loses in this SEC championship game, they are going to go right where they are. Number 10 in the CFP rankings. That is where they will finish. That is where they are currently. No team is getting punished if they are in the playoffs currently and then playing in a title game if they were to lose, because that would be the end. That would be the end of title games as we know it, and people love money. Title games create money. They will not get rid of it. Therefore, Alabama will not drop if they lose this game. Now, let's jump into the preview for this game. If you are new here, the way I do this is I talk about a few things I know about each team and then a few things I need answered from each team, some questions I have coming into the game. We formulate all that together into a game script, and then we compare the scripts. Which one of these is more likely? That's who we go with to win the football game. Okay, so Alabama plus 2.5. What do we know about them? I tried to look at it, I've watched every game from Alabama this year. What do we know about this Alabama football team? Number one is I'm not sure what we know about this team. I'm going to get to something I think we've learned about them over the past few weeks, past month or so. But right now, it seems like it's a different football team each week, especially offensively. Sometimes for the majority of the season, until against Auburn, they couldn't run the football. They were anemic. Offensively, they couldn't go anywhere in the run game. And then sure enough, now Jam Miller's out against Auburn. So what do you know about that? Who's going to be able to run the football now? But seemingly, they could do it against Auburn. Then, earlier in the season, that vertical passing game with Ryan Williams, Torrey Horton, all of those wide receivers, Jeremy Bernard, they were clicking. Boom, 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 boom. Deep pass, deep pass, deep pass, deep pass, deep pass, deep pass. They were killing it. And now, deep pass incomplete, deep pass incomplete, deep pass incomplete, deep pass incomplete. That's the offense right now. Who knows what we're going to get from Alabama on Saturday afternoon? We don't know anything about this team offensively. Now, I'll get to something we do know, and that is the defense is by far the best unit on this team currently. Okay, they are by far the best unit on this team currently. And you're thinking, Ian, you just told us how that offense has been just who's nobody each and every time they've gone out there the past month, okay? They have no idea who they are. Schizophrenic is the word I was looking for there. That offense is schizophrenic every time they go out there. Hey, am I Jim? Am I Bo? Am I Bob? Am I Boop? I don't know. They don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. But we do know that defense is phenomenal right now. Relentless over the past 2 months. Getting after the quarterback, bringing blitzes, not blitzing, dropping into coverage, and still getting pressure. That defensive line that we thought could be one of the best in the country is becoming that over the past month of the season. They're getting turnovers. Bray Hubbard, he was catching a ton of flack against that FSU for his effort in that game against Florida State. Rightfully so. Dude was jogging on the field. Sure enough, he has played some phenomenal football down the stretch. Punching the ball out left and right, getting interceptions, sacking the quarterback, tackles for loss. The man's been all over the field one of their best players on the entire roster over the past month and a half of the season. That defense has been relentless from the Crimson Tide, folks. Relentless, okay? Biggest question for Alabama. Running quarterbacks have been their kryptonite, not just this year, but over the past couple of years with Kalen DeBoer and Kane Womack taking over there at Alabama. This year, Thomas Castellanos, week 1 against Florida State. Ugh, gross. Don't need to remind you of that, Alabama fans, do I? John Mateer, a few weeks ago. Ugh, gross. Don't need to remind you of that, do I, Alabama fans? Even last week, Ashton Daniels. Ugh, gross. Don't need to remind you of that, Alabama fans, do I? Okay, Ashton Daniels had over 100 yards rushing, and that was solely the reason they were in the football game for Auburn, okay? Gunnar Stockton. He can move around a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. He can move around a little bit. How does Alabama respond? Have they figured out a running quarterback? I don't know. I don't think so. May lead to my decision in picking this football game. Number 2, Ty Simpson under pressure. Against Oklahoma when he was under pressure, about 7,000 turnovers and just could not complete a ball to anybody if they were standing right in front of him. Last week against Auburn, better decisions, no turnovers. Now, completion percentage wasn't there. He wasn't as accurate. Hasn't been accurate under pressure all season long. Clean pocket, dude could take a shower back there. Yeah, he's going to rip you apart. But when you get pressure on this dude, he has struggled this season mightily, okay? Mightily. Does he struggle against pressure from Georgia on Saturday afternoon? The script for Alabama in this one. Number 1, the defense does what they've done the past 2 months, especially Bray Hubbard. Going to have an extremely huge game, big-time game, loud plays by Bray Hubbard in this one if they want to win. Number 2, they stop Gunnar Stockton's legs. They just cut him off. Boom, make Gunnar Stockton just have arms out there. I don't care what it looks like, what you got to do. Make Gunnar Stockton's legs useless in this football game. Basically make him play from a wheelchair, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, Ty Simpson. No back-breaking mistakes when under pressure. Okay, that leads us to Georgia. What do we know about this Georgia football team? Number 1, Kirby, as well as this team, this staff, that state, that institution, cannot afford another loss to Alabama. They cannot do it, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot do it. Okay, you're thinking, Ian, what? What are you talking about? Since Kirby Smart's gotten there, they are 1-5. They might even be 1-6 against Alabama since Kirby's been there over the past several years. Kirby Smart cannot beat Alabama. He can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting quieter because I don't want people to hear me. This is a national story, and it should be. But, I'm going to keep it quiet because I like Kirby Smart. And Kirby, if you're listening, thank you so much. Subscribe down below, as well as you who are listening. But just talking to you man to man, you got to get this figured out, Kirby. You can't be losing to Alabama left and right. Your fans hate you because of it. Now, they love you because of the national championships and all of that, but you got to beat this Alabama A. You can't lose to the Crimson Tide again, Kirby. You can't do it. Okay, second thing we know about this Georgia team is they live and die by Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton plays well. Yay! Woo! Cheer! Georgia won, and they won handedly. Gunnar Stockton plays badly. Ooh. Oh, no. Are we going to lose? Don't tell anybody. Is Georgia going to lose to Georgia Tech with the way Gunner's playing today? Are we going to lose this football game? You might. Unless Gunner plays well. If he plays well, which he has the majority of the season, this Georgia football team has been phenomenal. Biggest question for Georgia in this one, it is pretty simple. How big of a game plan installation is Gunnar Stockton's leg? Are they going to run him every other play? Because that's been Alabama's weakness. We talked about it with Alabama. That was a big part of their script in winning this football game. I think it's a big part of Georgia's script to win the football game. Get Gunnar Stockton on the ground early and often. Make Alabama, make those defensive backs, those linebackers think about Gunnar Stockton pulling that ball out of the running back's gut and running down the sideline, running up the gut of this defense. Doesn't matter where. Make them think about Gunnar Stockton's legs, okay? So the script for Georgia in this one, pretty simple in my mind. Gunnar Stockton, no turnovers. No turnovers. Can't have turnovers against this Alabama football team. Alabama's been pretty good in the turnover margin all season long, and that is why they've won football games. So no turnovers from Gunnar Stockton. And then number 2, Gunnar Stockton's legs are massive. Both, yes, physically, and they're massive part of the rushing attack in this one. So you compare these two scripts. Again, you can compare the scripts and pick Alabama if you want to. I go based on my gut, and my gut told me About 3 weeks ago, it was going to be Alabama. It was going to be Georgia when everybody was picking Alabama and A&M. Nope, not me. I was picking Alabama and Georgia this entire time, and I was picking Georgia the entire time. We're going to stick with the Georgia Bulldogs to win the SEC championship game. -2.5. I'll take a -2.5. That's nothing. They're going to win by more than a field goal in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Give me Georgia to win the 2025 SEC championship game.
There goes Davis. Oh my